Let me get into character. It's been a rough week for the Sony camp. It's been a rough week for the Sony ponies. So the most devoted, egotistical, weirdly mannered people on the internet. Let me paint a picture for you guys, It all started last week when rumors came out that Sony is thinking about rolling Bungie up into a blunt. Yeah, the world-renowned Bungie. Remember they bought them for Destiny? Apparently, Sony's not happy with the return they've been getting. Destiny's not selling well. Marathon, they've been testing it on the low, and rumors have come out. They flew out content creators to play Marathon. They said it was ass. Sony is not happy with Bungie, and they're talking about rolling them into a blunt and smoking that Bungie pack. $2 billion down the drain. But that's just the tip of the iceberg for the Sony ponies, man. That's just the tip of the iceberg for the Sony ponies. What really hurt was last week during the Game Awards. Spider-Man 2 was nominated for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 awards. And how many did they win? 0. So for the last week, the Sony ponies, they've been crying on Twitter. They've been fighting for their fucking life. Like, you know, like a little kid, like your little nephew or your little brother or sister, they try to punch you and you just put your head on their forehead. They've been fighting for their life, trying to defend this game. Defend this for me, because it gets worse. Breaking news today. The Last of Us multiplayer game is officially canceled. For those of you unaware, Naughty Dog was working on a spin-off multiplayer game called Factions that was going to have its own original storyline. It was going to build upon what was in the original Last of Us on the PS3 and the original remaster on the PS4 before we got the remaster on the PS5, before we just got another remaster of Part 2 on the PS5. Let's read this article together. After numerous rumors and subsequent denials, the Last of Us multiplayer game, known as The Last of Us Online, has officially been canceled. The announcement was made Thursday night by Naughty Dog in a lengthy post on the company's website. They said, "We realize many of you have been anticipating news around the project that we've been calling The Last of Us Online," the statement reads. "There's no easy way to say this. We made the incredible, difficult decision to stop the development of that game." Naughty Dog says The Last of Us Online has been in pre-production since the studio began work on The Last of Us 2. Throughout the work, they say the vision for the game became more refined and satisfying, with the studio being enthusiastic about the direction in which they were heading. In ramping up to full production, the massive scope of our ambition became clear, they said. To release and support The Last of Us Online, we'd have to pull all of our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development of future single-player games. So we've had two paths in front of us. Become a solely live service game studio, or continue to focus on single-player narrative games that have defined Naughty Dog's heritage. I call bullshit. What game you niggas working on? Huh? We ain't seen nothing. We ain't heard nothing. I'll tell you what they're working on. The Last of Us Season 2 for HBO and The Last of Us Part 2 remake for the PS5. And then they're gonna remake the remake with the Ultra Turbo Edition, as JG like says. Where Ellie's gonna move 2 times faster. There's gonna be a roguelike mode. Oh wait, no, the remake already has a roguelike mode. These motherfuckers got halfway to making a game and they said, you know what? We can't make a multiplayer game because that will require us to commit to it. And we're committed to cashing in on these remakes. But it gets worse. It gets worse. Because right before I started streaming, I noticed something about the tweet. If we scroll down and zoom in just a little bit, let's go 125% on my web browser. You'll see Tom Henderson. Who's this guy? Tom Henderson, he's the owner of Insider Gaming, the one that published this article right here. There's more. One of the writers for Insider Gaming says, I've been working on a bigger story about Sony's live service ambitions, and they seemingly are not panning out. If you want to include your input, my DMs are open and so is my email. So just know, this is not the last of us. This is not the last of the L's the Sony ponies will be taking. Pretty soon, another article is going to come out about how Sony can't get their shit together. The PlayStation community is in disarray right now, man. Don't worry, you guys got God of War DLC. But hey, people are like, how could this happen? How could Naughty Dog not focus on delivering what they promised a couple years ago? Shout to Euro Meshi with the sub. I'll explain why. World-renowned Twitch streamer The Black Hokage said, in reply to this article, I mean, why spend all the time and money developing something new just so you might see a return when you can just cash out on constant remakes of the single player, knowing damn well the fan base will buy and defend it 24/7 on this app? At this current moment, that has over 700 likes. At the pace it's moving, it's gonna hit 1,000 probably. It's going semi-viral. Seems like the people are fucking with what this guy has to say, and if you're not in tune, you need to follow world-renowned content creator The Black Hokage. And what he said is real. People are like, how could they do this? Why work harder when you can work smarter? Just keep remaking the game, everybody knows. Because you're gonna buy it. You're gonna defend it. And you're gonna love it. You know the worst part is too? In the comments section, where is he at? Where's this guy at? Is it him? Right here, this guy. Jeff says, they did literally one remake. There's nothing to defend. It was one remake. Who cares? The Sony pony jokes write themselves. The Last of Us. First of all, where's The Last of Us 3? Anyways, make a new game. But anyways, The Last of Us 1, for those of you who forgot, came out on the PlayStation 3. I think people forgot that because quickly after the PS4 came out and they remastered it. So a lot of people's first time playing The Last of Us, because they skipped the PS3 version, was the PS4. So this is not the first remaster or remake. This is the third. They remastered the first game twice. Now they're remastering the second game. There are 4 games in The Last of Us, yet there are only 2. Nigga. Let me repeat that for you. There are 4 games in The Last of Us series. Matter of fact, I take that back. There are 5 games, because the TV show. There are 5 games in The Last of Us series, yet there are only 2. Think about that. But that's not all. Sony niggas, you're not the only ones who are gonna get it. Nintendo, bring that ass here. This came across my timeline. This shit was fucking funny to me. I love unintentional comedy. So Hogwarts Legacy came out on the Nintendo Switch. Looks like complete dog shit, ashy as fuck, like every other Switch port, right? But I didn't know it was that bad. I didn't know it was that bad because they just released patch notes for it like a week or two later. And you're like, okay, like a page of patch notes. They're sprucing up the performance, right? Nigga, they dropped the whole, look how long these patch notes is, nigga. You can't even read all this shit. Is this a patch or a game? Look at this shit. You have to zoom in 3,000% to read all this. Right, that's a Kroger's receipt. It's a Target receipt. A Walmart receipt. These patch notes right here telling me everything I need to know about this game. You are a fucking idiot if you buy Hogwarts Legacy for yourself or anyone else on the Nintendo Switch. When your patch notes are this long, your game doesn't work. If I close my eyes, I'm playing Hogwarts Legacy on the Switch. It's the same thing. It's a Bible passage. It's a training course for a starter at Walmart. It's a Pokedex. It's a stack of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like, nigga. I've never seen patch notes like this before. I've never seen this in my 33 terms of service, right? It's the terms of service. I've never seen patch notes like this in my 33 years on Earth. So, to you, I salute the Nintendo Switch. You keep writing the jokes, man. You keep writing the fucking jokes. And Sony, I don't know what you're gonna do. God of War is carrying, and God of War Ragnarok wasn't that great. But whatever. My name is the Black Hokage, and today is December 14th, 2023, and it's time for another bullshit-ass stream. Where my beat at?
Doesn't that make sense?
Wow, you just called me. Now you just straight by me.
Let's get it. Okay. What else news we got going on in the world, chat? We can go to the. We could go. Should we ask Grok? Let's ask Grok, man. The Auntie Slayer. What's good with everybody coming through? Let's see. What is the most trendy news in the gaming industry in the last, let's say, 12 hours? All right, E3 died. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Is Grok available to the public? Only people who it's for Twitter premium users. So yes and no. You got to be a premium user. Yo, does God of War Ragnarok review have spoilers? Nah, mine doesn't have spoilers. I don't really put any spoilers on my shit. Hello, fellow gamer. In the last 12 hours, the gaming world has been buzzing with excitement. First off, Fortnite's been grabbing headlines with its Lego collaboration announcement. I don't care about that. In Web3 gaming world, Microverse secured a hefty $11 million in funding. Don't care about that. On the hardware side, Sony's leadership shakeup is not aimed at bringing gaming back to Japan. What? According to Jeffries, meanwhile, Microsoft's gaming chief Phil Spencer drove $69 billion to Activision. Yeah, whatever. Lastly, the video game industry has been a huge source of sales, with Dungeons and Dragons sales breaking records. Man, this shit, I'm gonna try it again. Like, send me links. Let's try this. What is the most topical gaming news? Please provide links to every story. Said Grok's a cryptocurrency. What the fuck are you talking about? Grok's a cock. Let's go to Feedly while that types out. What up? I Alpha Turn 2K. Saw Godzilla. It was highly recommended. I was gonna watch it till I saw subtitles. I was like, I'm good, bro. Ubisoft takes down its racing MMO. What? Grok took Ronan's job, possibly. Here's the most interesting thing. Last for Baldur's Gate, I don't care about that. Netflix is making waves with their ambition plans to release 40 new games. What? Let's see, go to that. Let's see. Tears of the Kingdom speedrunners. I don't care. The Day Before faces a wave of refunds, of course. The gaming community is mourning the loss of E3. Yeah, we already know about that. Yo, you need to get off that grok. The kids need to be put to bed. Okay. Apparently, let's see. Ubisoft. One second. Ubisoft takes down its MMO racing game, announces server shutdowns. Another Ubisoft L? I watched the videos, are super entertaining. Appreciate it. Appreciate you making your way to the stream. One second. 1-4 ready. Okay. Yeah, Ubisoft takes down its MMO racing game, announces server shutdown. Ubisoft. Listen, the crew. Oh, the crew. I forgot about this game. The crew is coming to an end as it seems as Ubisoft announces its closure and the upcoming shutdown of the racing MMO servers. See, this is my issue too about live service games, right? It fucks up game preservation. Like, can you play the crew without online? A lot of games these days, these live service games, you can't play them without the online. So like, what happens if you really love a game and you want to revisit it and you can't because the servers are offline? That's weird. After almost a decade of wild online rides, the behemoth developer says the game's removal is a necessity. The news coming soon after. Yeah, they got to make. They said, all right, so here's the gist of the article. They had to shut down the servers for the crew because nobody was playing it and it was costing them money. So they can make space for Skull and Bones servers. So basically, you have to shut down the servers for one dead game so they can get ready to pump up another dead game. Unfortunately, it seems the crew's time is truly up. In an official update, Ubisoft explains why it's delisting its beloved first game of the franchise and one of the most ambitious racing games of the time. The developer details how it's not taking this decision lightly. And the racing game shutdown has become a necessity now due to the upcoming server infrastructure and licensing constraints. See, they got to get ready for the DOA. Skull and shit. While the dev is sad to disappoint remaining fans of the 2014 game, it looks that Ubisoft is looking to the future as the goals remains to provide the best action driving game experience. Yeah, whatever. With how many more kind of immature... Hey, TBH, with how many more and more kind of immature streamers are becoming the popular norm nowadays, do you think the NBA would have done well with today's content landscape? I would have done well regardless because I'm funny. I wouldn't even compare that. I wouldn't even compare my content to that stuff because I know a lot of you just laughed because I said nigga and I said it aggressively. But if you actually were to go back and watch the videos, I said a lot of clever shit, like stand-up comedy level. So like I wouldn't even compare myself to. Nowadays you got niggas on Kick just walking around harassing people in real life at the mall and shit. Like that's not comedy. You're just being a dickhead. So like I wouldn't even compare. Like I'm gonna eat regardless. The real always survives. Axios Gaming. Let's see. Big news. After a 2.5 year run at Axios, I'm going independent with the launch. A game file, the news repeater. What? Why did I click this? This aggravates game news. Reporting the world of game news from someone who's been. I don't care. I thought this was supposed to be. I think fucking Grok fucked me over. Who got the Pokemon DLC? What you know about Wonka? I know what you know. Not to watch it. Oh, I saw this. This game's been getting good reviews. Apparently. The Netflix gaming thing, you clicked out of it. Did I? Let's see, Netflix next big bed. No, this is the link. Oh, I had to scroll down. Netflix is happy building its gaming business quietly, but that doesn't mean the efforts lack ambition. The company's head of gaming, Mike, tells Axios why it matters. Netflix gaming efforts have been a head scratcher to some and a no-brainer to others, but its successes so far has been low-key at best. What they're saying, Netflix doesn't make a lot of big bets. Fredu says the company's been patient around those bets and put the work to get it right, and this is one of those. It's not, you put your finger in and dabble. Yeah, what are your plans? In that time, Netflix has built 2 game studios and purchased 4 others. In a year of thousands of game industry job cuts, Netflix gaming teams have been done. Here's where they're gonna fuck up, right? So they got 6 studios under Netflix, right? As long as you continue to put your games exclusively under a Netflix subscription, we don't give a fuck, bruh. And then the games are not even good. Put that shit on Game Pass. Put your little 2D Metrovania fucking Narcos ass video game on Game Pass. Or make a proper AAA release. Like, that's the only way you're gonna make the gaming community care. But yeah, you're right. You're right, Keith. Who the fuck plays Netflix games, bruh? Get this shit out of here. I don't care about none of this shit. Here's an interesting piece of news, though. Apparently, this VR game got a 10 out of 10. Let me see. Was it IGN that gave it to him? Is VR game here, baby? Every IGN video. Let's just go to this shit. I don't know if turn this down. Is VR gaming back, Chuck?
Asgard's Wrath. Instead, they were the same kinds of wonkiness I'd expect from any open world game of this size. And in fact, I'd put this one on the less troublesome side of normal.
Open world VR, who's ready?
Asgard's Wrath 2 is the full-fledged open-world RPG I've always wanted to play in VR, but it's also just one of the best RPGs in any perspective I've played in years.
That's a crazy claim.
Stories, fantastic and satisfying combat, intricate and rewarding RPG systems, and awesome open-world areas filled with smart puzzles and so much stuff to do, this masterpiece completely nails essentially everything it attempts, much of which has never been pulled off in VR before. The MetaQuest 3's killer app has arrived, and even after more than 90 hours throwing squids at gloriously shredded lizards and whipping across gaps, I'm still eager to go back in for more. Seriously though, it's hard to overstate just how much there is to Asgard's Wrath 2. For example, I didn't even get a chance to talk about its extremely robust and complete.
This is good. This is good. You said it's got the highest Metacritic for a VR game ever. I'll take their word for it. I still need like 5 more games, man. I'm not gonna buy a Quest 3 for one game that I might like. Because keep in mind, this is his opinion that it's a 10 out of 10. And other people's, that's probably like a 9 out of 10. What if it's a 7? I need more. But this is a step in the right direction. This is a step in the right direction. Still looks like a generic first-person shooter. When do you think VR will take over gaming? I don't think it'll ever take over. It can become bigger, but I don't know if it'll ever take over a traditional controller or a mouse and keyboard. I don't know about all that. But that's cool. It's interesting, too, because we're at the end of the year and another 10 dropped. I wonder if this game would have got nominated for Game of the Year if it came out like a month earlier. Like the first, because I don't think this would be like the first VR game that would get nominated for Game of the Year. A 10 out of 10 is a bold claim, bro. Bold claim. Netflix has made GTA games free for all users. If you haven't played them, it's on Netflix. You know, that's something. Yeah, TBH, when do you think the Rock Band drum controller will take over gaming? We're bringing it back? What? GTA 6 a step beyond Nintendo Switch 2, experts say. Damn, they said what? The Nintendo Switch 2 is not even out and it's already taken L's? Will GTA 6 launch on the inevitable Nintendo Switch 2? According to tech experts, it seems unlikely. When Rockstar unleashed the record break, yeah, whatever. Don't hold your breath. The pros at Digital Foundry said in a recent video, while Nintendo has yet to announce the specs for the Switch 2, we've got a pretty good idea. Digital Foundry boss Richard Ledbetter begins. This is going to be very, very tricky to pull off. Ledbetter points to Rockstar's spotty record on the Switch, saying the company has been selective about the games it's ported to the console. I'd love to say it would happen. I don't think it will. Realistically, he continued, it's a mobile chipset. We've seen a lot of amazing things on the Switch 1, Switch 2. It's going to be a lot better, a proper generational leap, and forward-looking in many ways. But the stuff they seem to be rolling out for GTA 6 is possibly beyond that. Digital Foundry's Oliver McKenzie then chimes in with his own thoughts. He points out that one of the chief issues with getting GTA 6 running on the Switch 2 is that the game's lighting model may not have a good non-ray tracing fallback. The Switch 2 is not going to be powerful enough to run all that ray tracing, McKenzie said. I just cannot see it. Did you hear about the gaming city quitty? Nah, what the fuck is that? What is gaming? I want to ask Grok. So don't get your hopes up about the Switch 2. It sounds like that shit's gonna be not too powerful when it drops. What is Quidaya? World's first gaming city. Is that how you pronounce it? Guidada? Is GTA 5 only even on the Switch? I don't think it is. My thing is, like, why would you want to? I don't think it's that big of a deal, though. Why would you want to play GTA on the Switch? You're gonna be playing online in the servers with 2 other people. Quidaya is a groundbreaking entertainment, sports, and cultural destination in Saudi Arabia that is set to become the entertainment capital of the Middle East. It's a massive project with an estimated cost of $36 billion and is expected to contribute up to 17 billion rials, is that their money, to the country's gross domestic product by 2030. The ambitious project is being developed by the Quidaya Investment Company, which is wholly owned by the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. The government owns it. Interesting. I don't know about that one, chat. The project aims to create a world-class destination for residents and tourists alike, offering a diverse range of attractions and experiences. The Quidaya project is located southwest of Riyadh and covers an expanse of 366 square kilometers. The site will feature 5 cornerstones, sports and wellness, nature and environment, parks and attractions, motion and mobility, and the arts of cultures. So this is not a gaming destination. It's an all-around entertainment destination. Some of the planned attractions include theme parks, sports arenas, racetracks, and concert venues. In addition to its entertainment and leisure offerings, Quidaya, it sounds like they're trying to create the entertainment version of, what was the name of the trap house in New Jack City? What was the name of the trap house where they kept all the crackheads in there? It's like, this is like the entertainment version of it. This is what they're trying to do, low-key. The Carter, was it the Carter? Was that what it was called? Nah, this is not Dave and Buster's, my nigga. This is something bigger. This is government backed. This is not your local Dave and Buster's. It was the Carter. Yeah, it sounds like they're trying to create the Carter, but like a gaming version, basically. Basically, they're putting gaming, like nature and hikes, concerts, fucking roller coasters, like all in one building, basically. So your ass never leaves and you just keep spending money. Like you planned a trip to Saudi Arabia as a vacation and you wanted to see the country, but they're trying to trap you in this big ass entertainment mall, basically. In development, it's expected to create 325,000 job opportunities and attract an estimated 48 million annual visits with its innovative design and ambitious goals. They got pictures of this shit. Oh, they got a video.
Time we have wished.
Shout out to Grok.
Wondrous worlds we game in were real.
So here's a problem, right? I'm not personally going to get too excited about this. First of all, it's ran by the government. Strike number 1. They're probably going to have all different types of crazy rules. Remember, most of you watching are from the West. This is out here in the Middle East. So they abide by different rules. You ain't finna be walking around pissy drunk doing whatever you want, like it's Vice City, or like it's Las Vegas. Second of all, I don't know if you know, but just specifically talking about the gaming side of things and probably the music too. What's the name? They censor a lot over there. So you're going to go over there and Super Mario ain't going to be jumping on Goombas. They're just going to be running.
Genuine realms that we can explore, discover, and really play.
Legends of the Hidden Temple? I don't understand what I'm looking at. Was that VR?
Where we and celebrate.
Apparently an opinion equals a problem. Well, nah, this one is a problem. This definitely is a problem. They're promoting this, but this is all CG. This is all just this is what we hope it turns out to be. Remember they did the same thing with Akon City. Where's Akon City at?
And earn rewards for our triumphs.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot the Tekken demo came out.
In pursuit of glory.
I gotta download it. Expect Ouya level graphics.
A place where we've always dreamed of living. Where we've always dreamed of working.
I just talked about that Akon shit too.
24/7.
Just saying.
And constant.
Although they got the money to do it though. Shout out to Bucky Hucky with the 5 gifted subs. Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know about this. I got to see more on this. Like we can keep our eye on it, but like this seems like more of a concept. I got to see what it actually looks like when it's built 10 years from now, 5 years from now, whatever.